It was basically just something I took inspiration from the late great Ronnie Barker, who was a big inspiration to me as a performer, and he would write some of the material for the two Ronnies, and he was very self-conscious of the fact that his name would be in the credits as well as in the writing credits as well. So he wanted to sort of change his name in the writing credits so that it didn't, come across that he was this amazing, creative, talented guy. And it's a similar thing, really. I like to separate my work as a performer, which is my stage name, Franklyn Jags. I then use my pen name for the writing I use, and it's not just for Elysiad. It's for, Mr. Sleep. It's for The Looking Glass. Whatever I'm involved in. If it's writing, it's JF Corns. If it's stage acting work, it's Franklyn Jags. Because this all began with Carnival of Eternal Light, we had done our first stage show, which was an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland, which was called The Looking Glass, and we needed to come up with a second idea, and I didn't know really what. I had an idea in place for what we would do next, but I felt it was too hippie-ish in a way, too out there. I didn't know whether it was going to fly for our second show, and I happened to be in a comic book store in Liverpool, and I was walking around just, looking at various things, still on my mind was this idea of what can we do next. And then it just hit me like a bolt out of the blue, why don't we do a stage show based on the superhero genre, And that was an idea that stayed in my head all the way back to Lime Street. It was there on the train ride home, and I just thought, that we can do this. Obviously it won't be of a grand scale, but we could explore these ideas. And I also kind of thought, well, not many fringe companies are doing this, So I thought, this is a great idea, why don't we try a superhero genre-based stage show and see how we go? Well, I think because we enjoyed so much with what we had done with Elysiad on stage, that it became an idea to put it out as a web series, and it was an interesting idea, and that was when we decided. We thought, well, as well as doing Carnival of Eternal Light theatre stuff, we could branch out then and do web-based stuff with Eternal Light Adventures. So that's what we did, and we thought Elysiad would be a great concept to explore further, on camera, and it would be a great first idea for Eternal Light Adventures. The Libertine has been a character that I've been mulling around with for a few years, actually, because, as I say, I write as well. So I came up with a few ideas for a superhero-y idea. And I always liked the idea of calling this character the Libertine, based on the idea that this guy represents liberty, represents freedom, and I loved exploring that idea. I say guy because at first the Libertine was a man, and it was only when we were going through the very first casting process for Elysiad that it just hit me as we were auditioning. There's no unearthly reason why this can't be a woman. And when we changed the sort of guidelines for who could apply, we started seeing these wonderful female actors who were brilliant and just brought the Libertine to life. And that's where we came up with it being with the character being a female. and it's worked. I think it's been a great advancement to what we're doing. You know, obviously there's a very famous list, you know, of female superheroes and characters like that, but we feel in, you know, 2020, 2019 that this was the right way to go, really. So yeah, it's been wonderful.